Okay, and we are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 3 of the G1 Gamedays podcast with 100% more technical difficulties than before. If you were watching live, we had a little bit of... I had to do a little bit of restart, and I'm going to... It's going to freak out just for a second there. Yeah. I have a feeling that what's going on is the video I have looping in the background. It might be just freaking out XSplit a little bit. So I'm just going to stop that completely. I'll come up with something better for next week. But you don't want to hear all of our technical foibles. You want to hear us. So, hi, I'm your host, Johnny Chase. And right there down below me is Mr. T.L. Wolf.
Hello.
And joining us now, hopefully, with less hoarse of a voice than this weekend, is a Red Robe.
Yeah, I'm getting better. I'm okay. I'm doing
I
good.
got better.
I'm not 100%, but it's sorting itself out
There you go.
through various medicine and multivitamins and other shit.
There you go. All right, so as always, we always start off with our weeks. We're going to save Royal Rumble talk for the end because that was the end of our weeks there. But besides
Right,
Royal
yeah.
Rumble, Robe, and of course being sick, how was your week? What'd you do?
Well, are you sure you want to start with me?
I don't know. Am I going to have enough time to do my stream later?
Start with somebody else. Yeah, good idea.
All
Tell one
I'll
other
go. All right,
person.
We'll start with you. How was your week, man? Besides the Rumble.
Week was fine. I've been getting into the Pokemon trading card game on Game Boy on my Super Nintendo Classic.
Nice.
It's all right. I'm not great at it, but it's all right. Like I'm at a point where, already where it's like I need so much more energy so I can build better decks than what I've got. It's like I could do lightning against water. I have 5 lightning energy. Fuck.
I never got into the Pokemon trading card game. I know you had have actual cards for attacks or whatnot, but it's kind of the same story with any trading card game that's been put onto a cartridge or disc for a video game. Is that you suck at first because your deck is horrible, and then you have to play God knows how many matches before you're going to get a decent deck.
Totally.
Yeah.
And,
Yep.
and it depends too because with Pokemon obviously there's evolution cards, so.
Right. And
I'm pretty sure I have a Gyarados, but that means I need Magikarp.
Yeah.
Because I can't just
Yep.
play Gyarados.
right, because
Even
I mean,
Any
unless you
fossil
got
card,
the
you need Mysterious Fossil first before you can play Ammonite or Aerodactyl or what have you.
yeah, but then you get a shiny Charizard and you win or something like that, right?
That depends. I mean, you
Are
get
there
so much
shinies in the game?
Not shinies, but because again, it's Game Boy. It was like Game Boy and Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
But I mean, they replicated most of the cards pretty well, so you can kind of tell the ones that are holographic. But it's not like there's promo cards. There's not really shiny.
Okay.
They're like foil cards, basically.
Yeah. You can kind of tell the foil cards as they make the backgrounds look shinier as best you could on the Game Boy. And by that I mean there's just little sparkles everywhere. Other than that, I will get to more of it as we go.
Yeah. I know you did Stardew. You've been playing a little bit of Stardew on the Switch there.
Yeah, I started a new game to start streaming it. So I've got a Tim Wolf. His favorite thing is corn. We haven't gotten to corn yet because that's a summer crop, and I've only played a week worth of in game because
Well,
And I love how Tom's tweeted at you already. Is corn still funny? It's like, yes, it's very funny.
Absolutely, it's still funny.
There's
That's why we the
hilarious.
game day would not have worked if corn was not still funny.
There's a Farm Simulator esports league, and you have
Yes,
to buy a
yes, there
$600
is.
controller.
You don't necessarily have to, but I'm sure it helps because you have actual steering controls instead of a stick or a keyboard.
Yeah, I remember you sending me that, and I was looking at the link. I'm like, what the hell? Like $600. I imagine it's just for the PC one. You can't get it on an Xbox One or PS4 or anything like that.
I'd imagine not. No.
But I kind of want to get just for it's too much money, but just for the joke of it, Farming Simulator 19. Because I looked at the back, it's just like, not only can you farm corn, you can ride horses. You can
Ooh,
ride horses in the
that's-
game.
That's an
Nice.
improvement. It's improvement over 17. Next time I get into that, it's going to be a debate of do we continue the map that we were on, or do we go check out the second map?
ooh,
There's another map. Oh,
There's another map.
We have to do the other
One
map.
whole
We had to go
other
around and
map.
see what else, and we gotta see what else we can do. We'll spend the first half legitimately farming, and then we'll do like let's break the game. Let's break the physics. I'll build a
So you
ramp
can
out
find
of
the
all the
Stanley
trees I cut
pancakes or
down.
whatever the fuck it was.
Awesome. All right. So okay, Rob, let's get to you. How was your week?
Oh God, it was a week. I tell you what, I'm still feeling the effects, as you all know, from me being sick. And last week, is if y'all don't know, was a big fucking week, not just for me, but for game days in general around here,
Mm-hmm.
because obviously y'all know about that little wrestling thing that I do. Last week was a pay-per-view. Then, of course, we had the big, crazy, fun thing on Wednesday, Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
That was fun as shit.
Yes, it was.
All right.
I'll say I know fuck all about Star Trek, but it looked like you guys had a lot of fun.
Oh my
it
God,
was a blast.
It was so good. And
Hey,
I
Rope.
think what
That ass.
dad ass. Right? Fucking Jimbo with "Welcome to the bridge. Look at that ass." Fucking broke everybody when he did that. It was great. And then all of a sudden, near the end, we went to like the original Enterprise, and we're like, "There's just buttons. Don't know what these do. They're just buttons." And
I think it's clearly marked.
But anyway, with me being sick, all right, I had to like delay some of the wrestling and stuff. But ultimately, everything got done. All right, everything got done. Everything was good. And the big deal with, obviously, in case you possibly missed the pay-per-view was a first ever chopping block pay-per-view, which we probably ain't going to have another chopping block pay-per-view. We might keep the stipulation, which is if you lose, you get fired, i.e. deleted. And that evening, 3 people got deleted. One I knew was going to get deleted. The other 2 was a complete 50-50 split. And, oh, man, it was just terrible what happened. It is.
Because how did a character lose to someone with stats that are literally 0?
Well, the stats, they come into play when you're in a rivalry. They do. But depending on how the game books things, they can override the stats sometimes. And that was one of those times. And it was just sad. Yeah, it just shows the worst is just there's a reason to hate him because somehow it's like the game knows. It's like the game knows that's his purpose to just fuck shit up. And I mean, Wolf found that out firsthand at one point.
And through the ropes in a battle royal and being counted as eliminated.
Right. Oh my God. And then like
Wait. He didn't go over the top. He went through the ropes.
Yeah, he got thrown through the ropes, but it's still counted as elimination because the game was
I'm sorry. When did this turn into WCW NWO Revenge?
It was it was one of those like through the rope DDT type spots. But as soon as my feet hit the ground, it's like winner's the worst. What the fuck?
Exactly. It was awful.
Like,
but
okay.
now the big thing is with that pay-per-view done. All right, that pay-per-view is in the bag. The consequences are the consequences. All right, we lost 2 G1s, and 1 RT Florida member got chopped. All right, so that's 1 RT Florida member that ain't gonna be back. They ain't gonna be in the Rumble. They ain't gonna be at SGC. None of that. All right, but everybody else is fine. I mean, and right now the titles, as you know them, the women, the tag team, the world, the singles title, it's split. It's half and half. RT Florida has 2 titles. G1s have 2 titles. So everything's on even footing, which makes the next thing that's coming up all the more interesting. because it is officially G1 Royal Rumble season.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully a G1 actually wins it this year.
oh, don't worry, I'm taking advantages because to make sure somebody that is a regular person, a G1, or at least somebody that is supposed to be a G1 wins. All right? So somebody is going to win. So y'all got that to look forward to.
And then normally don't look at the chat, but just to clarify for the chat, spoilers, I guess, if you were planning to catch up on the pay-per-view. Sal from RT Florida, A Zero to Hero, and Red Brobe were fired. We didn't lose Ricky. Anyone who was fighting for a belt was not a chopping block match.
Yeah. Okay. If you were in,
Ricky lost. I still had that belt.
Yeah. Wolf is still your champ. So, but yeah, Sal is gone. My character is gone, and A Zero to Hero is gone.
Wait, so is a red robe gone or a red brobe?
Well, no, you see, in canon, in storyline, a red brobe is a red robe. I even tried to convey that via my fucking commentary while playing. All right,
he got
which is
beaten
hard.
So bad by Demon that he became a bro.
Yeah, basically, I got a head injury after Demon wanted to go his own way, and I said no. So he beat the crap out of me. I got a head injury, so therefore I became a bro, and
I'm still thinking you need to come back with Tourette's. Since you got thrown to the electrical panel to end that match.
But no.
Cold dust now.
But now my plan is...
Yeah, Fitz, because that's how Tourette's are created. You throw in electrical panels.
Yep.
But now my thing is I'm going to take my loss and basically in the 2K19 story mode, use the story mode to go through that indie thing that WWE is, and race through the ranks of the WWE, and then leave the WWE to go back to the 2K19 season of the G1 Wrestling Universe and come back and see what happens there.
Very nice.
And also, speaking of Game Days and G1 Wrestling Universe stuff, Mushi found out that I created her for the G1 Wrestling Universe, and she saw it, and she contacted me on Twitter, and she said she could cry, and she was really honored and all that kind of stuff, and it's what I do.
Yeah.
I mean,
I let her know because we had rated Nerd Herd channel Ryan because he was doing his streamiversary, and I just got in there, was chatting. He's just like, "Oh, hey, what's up? How was the game day?" I said, "Oh yeah, it was great. We did 2K19 and we ended on a women's match and Mushi won." And she's like, she was in the chat. She was like, "Wait, I won. Wait, I'm in it. Wait, someone named me." I was just like, "Hey, yeah, go contact a Red Robe and go watch the highlights. We're the last match and you ended up winning."
Yeah, and she contacted me about it.
Honored. I'm like, what we do here.
And she saw it and everything else, and I was like, that was just a game days, a game day.
Yeah.
And I told her, just wait until the actual 2K19 season starts. Who knows what's going to happen? You may end up a freaking women's champ. So
it could happen.
Yeah, it could happen.
Sometimes I feel that Mushi doesn't understand how much he's a part of this community and how
right,
making her in this and inviting her to that or winning prizes on anything. It's
right. I mean, she's the G1 of the year for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
She's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, so I guess that was your... just rolling to mine, I guess.
That's mine, so go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, just killing time before Kingdom Hearts 3 tomorrow. Basically what I've been doing. I did sit down on the Switch with the NES app and sat down and actually finished Blaster Master on NES. I've never done it before. Now, I did use save states because I'm old as fuck and I don't have time to sit there and learn a 35-year-old game at this point. I don't even know how old Blast Master is. But I played through it and I breezed through for like the first few levels, and then I get to that area where I'm like, okay, I've never been to this part before. What the fuck do I do? Where the fuck do I go? And I had to actually Google or a strategy wiki and be like, okay, I gotta go through here and here and here. And I did cheese a few spots because they have the trick where if you hit your grenades and you pause it right at the right moment, it'll continuously take damage, and then you can like sit there for 5 minutes and then unpause and it's like, oh, you're dead. Okay, let's move on. So I'll cross that one off the bucket list. I do feel like I do want to go back to it at some point and try to beat it no save states at all. Just try to be like legit as possible. I know I'm going to do that with Ninja Gaiden because I was practicing a little bit here and there, and I just wanted to make sure that I could do it. And especially like because they have the SP mode, which I like to call Super Pussy mode. Where they just take the what do you call it? They take a ROM and then they just put you like right at the boss. So with Ninja Gaiden, they put you at the boss with the fire element and like a whole whack of scrolls or whatever, the ammunition. So I did that because I was trying to help Grayson out and be like, I'm gonna try and figure out the actual pattern for the second phase of the boss. So like, when you try it again, you're not going to be frustrated. And I'm like, okay. He goes back and forth like this, right? He always turns to you. Like, you're on the middle pillar, jump up, slash a couple times, jump right back down, avoid the fireballs. Because, like, I was watching him, and he's getting so frustrated, he's jumping into the boss. And, like, when you hit the boss, it takes, like, 4 or 5 pips off your health. Fireballs only take 1. So, I'm going to give that a shot next time.
I imagine at that point you're just so mentally exhausted too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When you're playing it for like 8 hours straight, and then people give you money to reset the game, yeah. But
I noticed when it was like, this is his last 2 hours and he will never play it again. They were like, there's no incentives, there's no pacifists, we're not fucking with him this time.
Yeah, and
he has these last 2 hours, and if he doesn't do it, we're done.
Oh no, he's doing it again. He said he's doing it again.
Okay,
well,
that was
soon, but he's doing it again.
That was the hook of the stream, though. Was like, we're not fucking with them. There's no resets. There's no pacifists. Just,
I do
just
hope
let
though
him try.
that if he does tackle it again, do not do it on the Switch, unless the next time he does it, those NES controllers come out for the Switch. Because like, God love the Pro controller.
They're already out.
Like, it's a good controller, but playing NES games, not very good, especially with these buttons, these face buttons on here. I mean, they're nice and big, but they don't concave in, so you don't really get that satisfaction of like rolling back and forth with them, or perfect thumb placement. So as far as like NES goes, wouldn't recommend them. I mean, you got the NES Classic there. Why not use that? It's as authentic as you're gonna get.
Yeah, without just getting an NES, which is not.
Yeah.
Not terribly expensive, but then you got to find Ninja Gaiden, and you have to get something to capture it with.
No. I mean the NES Classic, like the mini NES. Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, you're saying it's something as you can get. I'm saying unless you were to go buy an NES and buy.
Which I imagine Craig probably has. I mean, they have upscalers to do that. I mean, that's how they do most of their older classic stuff, unless it's not HDMI.
Yeah.
I don't know if they ever got a new FrameMeister, which I don't blame them because those things are like $500, $600 now. Like the retro collector is just is making those things spike up.
Yep,
for sure.
Yeah, but no. Other than that, like I said, Melly and I have been prepping for Kingdom Hearts 3. So much for the fact that I mean, this will lead into a story we do later on, but I got kind of a funny story that I want to share. So I had gone into my local EB Games, which is GameStop for you guys, to put more money on my pre-order. But before I did that, I was had my lunch, and then I had a little time to kill, so I went into Toys R Us. Yes, we still have Toys R Us. Canada is different. They're owned by a different subsidiary, so they didn't follow through with the bankruptcy. So I walk in, and I look at the games, and I see Kingdom Hearts just sitting there. Now the deluxe edition, so the one that comes with like all the extra keychains or whatever comes with it, and then they had like a case, but they just had a plastic thing with the paper, the image on there. I was like, that's kind of funny. This doesn't come out till Tuesday. And I walked up. I was like, yeah, you got this? He's like, yeah, it's right here. I'm like, okay, good to know. Put that back. Went up to my GameStop, or sorry, EB, and I put more money down. And I just asked him quick. I said, question, if I had paid for the deluxe edition, could I have gotten it today? And they're like, no, it comes out Tuesday. I said, oh, that's funny because Toys R Us is selling it right now. He's just like, I know. It's like, that's all I've been getting all day. They're like, give me Kingdom Hearts 3. And we're like, no. It's like, well, Toys R Us has it. It's like, well, go buy it Toys R Us then. Let them get in trouble. And I think my whistleblowing did, because I tweeted out to Toys R Us, got no reply back. I was just like, hey, do you know that there's a store here breaking the street date and selling this? Come to find out that I guess someone maybe contacted them and was like, what are you doing putting Kingdom Hearts 3 out early? Take that off the shelf. Because my buddy, my coworker, canceled his pre-order and went to Toys R Us to try and buy it, and they were gone. And you're like, hey, where's Kingdom Hearts 3? It's like, oh, it doesn't come out till Tuesday. So it's like, well, my buddy said you had it up there. Like, yeah, I had to take it down.
Good job, Johnny.
Check first.
I told him, I said, why didn't you check first? He's like, oh, I just assumed. I'm like, oh. He had to go back in, like, egg on his face, and go into EV Games and pre-order the game. He's like, I want that fabric poster, so I pre-ordered it. Like, but according to another former employee who I actually saw today, and I told him what happened, he's like, yeah, had they tried to scan that in, the system probably wouldn't have allowed them to sell it. It'd probably been like, oh, wait, we can't, they won't scan in, it won't allow us. Because apparently the people that replaced him, who he used to work in that department, not that smart. But I'm like, the box should have a big orange sticker that says don't sell until this date.
Yeah,
all products,
like dates.
All retail. Like, I get, when it's October, I get the new iPhone in our store like a week before launch. But it's like, do not open until this Friday at 8 a.m. when you open your store, and that one person straggles in, and then you sit there for 2 hours because everyone's like, oh, you guys open early? It's like, because people think Apple's a big deal still. Now that one guy is like, yeah, I got the new iPhone. Oh God. Yeah, so that was a funny little story. I thought, and I went back to his, like, I thought about this when we were doing 2K19. I'm like, they did this shit launch. I was gonna buy it to spite Robe and be like, hey, look what I got on Friday. Before it launched, it's like, oh, did you do the pre-order? It's like, nope, Toys R Us just walked in and bought it.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah,
from what he told me, though, I asked him about that because I said, they did the same thing with 2K19. He's like, yeah, no, we didn't sell any of that because the system wouldn't let it through. I'm like, okay, why do you put it out then? If I see a product there and it says, I grab it and I'm like, give me this, and they say, no, you can't have it. I'm like, why is it there then? Yeah. Well, that's the plan tomorrow is I work at 10. I got a split shift, so on my lunch I go pick that up, bring it home, install it, go back to work, come back home, and I am going to live stream that, and I'm going to completely skip over that message that says this is copyrighted work, so be sure not to, do this for non-commercial purposes, and don't stream the music. I'm just like, okay, talk over the music, got it. That's what streamers do, is they just constantly talk.
Right?
Yeah.
And we'll make sure that we have a rare drop so we can also watch tomorrow. Shiro tried to play Enter the Gungeon for 3 hours and not swear at it.
Oh, yeah.
Because
that's going to be
that's going to be fun. That is not an easy game.
No. And it's procedurally generated too, isn't it? Like it is a
procedurally generated roguelike bullet hell.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy emphasis on bullet hell because it's all bullet and gun themed. But
everyone spam dodge in the chat when he's playing. It's like, Shiro, dodge! And when he dies, spam, Shiro, what did it? You dodge! Yeah. So that's one of the things we got coming up. We'll talk about that in a bit. But we're done. Oh, wait. Before we get into the news, we got to talk about the last thing we did for this week. The Royal Rumble. was last night.
Oh yeah.
All 7 hours of it.
Jesus.
If you watched the whole
I
pre-show,
I
which
didn't show up until like 7, I think. 7? Yeah, it was about 7 probably,
Yeah.
but I got done with dinner and stuff, so I missed. Well, I was watching the pre-show, but I wasn't in chat.
No.
I saw the first couple last couple 2 matches of the pre-show, and then the Rumble itself.
Yeah. The
a good one.
Cruiserweight, which I now hate Kalisto because he has a Fortnite pinata.
Well, Johnny, why did you hate it so much? I mean, you were there.
Okay, yeah, okay, so there's some guy in the front row with this sign. It's just like a poorly CG'd emoji face, but it looks like me. But then again, like, anyone with like short brown hair and a beard, that could be anybody. But like, it was so
Like, come
close to
on.
like
so
drawing
close. It was
caricatures.
so
Like I
good.
have like caricatures that Melanie has drawn of me that are very close to that, and I'm like, this is creepy. This is like Homer finding Mr. Spakuru. He's like, why am I in a Japanese box? And then come to find out, it's just I'm just a fish bulb. Yep, there's your answer, Mr. Fishbulb.
Oh
Went
man.
back, found the picture, threw it in chat.
That was one of the most disturbing. That was the most distracting things to watch all night. Not to mention like the super accurate Hulk Hogan cosplayer
Oh yeah.
and an Ultimate Warrior one. But I mean, the Hulk Hogan one was just so uncanny. It was just like he was just sitting there, just like brother.
Yeah, he was sitting there. He stood out because of all the bright yellow he had on.
And then there was that Noelle Foley cosplayer that was sitting behind the announcers. Oh wait, that was actually her.
We do need to talk about the performer of the night,
Pay
though.
for the shows like a mark.
Or the 2 performances of the night. Zelina Vega and Hornswoggle.
Hornswoggle.
God
Yes.
damn it, that was the best fucking spot.
I love it. It's just like because she kept peeking out. She's like, "Haha, sneaky! I'm underneath." And then someone said, "I wonder if Hornswoggle is there too." And then and then he popped up. And we were
Everyone was
like,
thinking that.
"I was kidding." Oh, it was a glorious one. And then I come to
Man.
I just tweeted this out today. I was like, you know what? I think I'm done with like the what cultures and the cultaholics. They're just like, the Royal Rumble doesn't make sense. Like, okay, we literally can't have both feet touch the floor to get eliminated. Oh, how come people come back in and eliminate us? It's like, we're complaining about this stuff now. It's literally been a staple of the Royal Rumble for at least the past 25, 30 years.
As it has always been
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Go back,
Yeah,
go
it
back
is-
to the 92 Rumble. Like,
Yeah, Hulk Hogan
Flair
being a
won
cunt
by
and eliminating
getting-
Sid Justice.
yes.
Exactly. It's the main things heels do to be heels. I mean, if you're an asshole, that's what you do. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, the writer's fault. You can blame the writers. Like, when did the refs get them out there? It's like, this is a story I've always wanted to go back to, and like in my indie years, it's like, can we have like a couple of refs that are a little bit more built up and like could actually physically hold the wrestlers back? So it'd be like, oh, I'm gonna disqualify. It's like, oh no, you're not. I'm gonna punch you in the face. It's like, well,
They-
that's not
they
being an impartial ref.
kinda-
It's like, well, if the wrestlers kind of come in with a steel chair, yeah, take the steel chair away from them. You got to be strong
So
enough to do that.
They used
get
to
in
do
your
that
face,
with like
push back.
Hebner and Triple H specifically. Like
Yeah.
they love that spot where Triple H would push Hebner and Hebner would push him back, he'd fall over.
Or
like,
Hebner
back
would come
off.
back and push him down and be like, "Fuck you, get out of here."
I mean, that would be
I mean, I feel like in current WWE, Drake would probably be the best option. Drake Wirtz.
right, or that just be a thing to really put forward for like guest referees. You know, you couldn't do that shit to a guest referee because they'll fucking smack your ass back. You know,
Unless you're Kurt Hawkins.
Yeah. So, what did we think of the pay per view overall? Because like we had like 2 really good Raw women's matches for the titles. Or
Yeah.
Raw, sorry, women's championship matches, 2 really good ones. We had Shane and Miz winning the tag team titles. We knew it was going to happen. A thrown together tag team always wins the belts.
That was all right, I guess.
Then we had the women's rumble, which was fantastic. I mean, like, I think the story of the night is like, oh my god, Selena Vega is actual Vega.
Right?
Yes.
And then that was like the high point. It's like, oh my god, Becky won, and then it was just like, oh, we got 2 title matches. Like the Finn Balor Brock one was, the perfect length, needed where it needed to be, where it needed to be. Brian and AJ was weird because like Eric showed up and
he's like, what the fuck is going on?
Rowan has finally found other clothing, which is very nice.
He's not wearing a boiler suit or a sheet mask or elf horns, or not elf horns, elk horns. I don't know. And then the men's Royal Rumble match, I marked out the Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah,
TNA. They definitely made the straps skinnier, and everyone gets older. He's definitely gotten bigger. So, the fact that straps were definitely smaller on this suit did not do him any favors either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But no, there are some good moments, and the other thing I was going to point out, especially like Brock Finn, it was a perfect amount of time, and Finn looked like $1 million still in it, because we've had times where people don't look good against Brock Lesnar. Look at Randy Orton getting beaten to a bloody fucking pulp.
Oh yeah.
Jericho's like, was that real? It's like, you want to fight me? Let's go. And he took down Lesnar backstage.
You see Jericho today, not either drunk, understanding irony, or intentionally understanding irony, saying Brock Lesnar is like getting a gut and he needs to pull his shorts up. It's like, did you see your last match? Because I think you intentionally got a gut for your last match, if I recall correctly. you intentionally bulked for that.
Yeah.
And they're going, oh, look at how fat Lesnar's getting. You're drunk. Shut up.
Yeah.
You're drunk.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not drunk. He's like, are you sure? Sure you're not just being a trolly little jerk right now? Come on. Or, I know you're in a rival company type thing right now, but come on.
Or how about the fact that Nia Jax took out R-Truth and entered the match at number 30?
Oh,
that spot went great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that went better. It could have gone a lot. It could have went terrible. Yeah. It went on long enough. Had a decent enough ending. What happened? Yeah.
There was a short clip that's been circulating around Instagram of like her spots there in the Rumble, and I showed that to my coworkers. I said, check this out. And first thing he goes is like, Rey Mysterio still wrestling? I said, oh yeah, he took a break. He's back here.
Rey Mysterio was
show them the sequence of the Dolph
like
super kick, the 619, and then the RKO.
Yeah,
we have a Rumble.
Question
I
later
enjoyed
about
it.
that.
That was good. I had another Let's Watch on my channel, which it's good. It's a good run of G1s, and then people who come in and be like, "Are you actually showing the Rumble?" Like, no, we're just sitting here chatting about it. Like, you can chat about it.
We're gonna watch the Rumble, and we're gonna put our webcam in the corner and like play with our controller, pretend we're actually playing the game, so we don't get taken down.
Oh, I love
Which
that.
one are you playing as Becky Lynch?
He's in there like going, "Oh, I'm not doing so well." All right, I gotta go do well in the next round, guys. All right. He knew he was getting banned, but still, like, that's a story to tell on Twitch.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so that's it. Royal Rumble was excellent. I thought it was a ton of fun. I have not seen Takeover. There's the thing with me, like, I don't want to watch Takeover live because it's gonna sully my experience with the main one, and that's not fair. Like, they go all out, and that NXT crowd is what it is. And actually, did you hear the story that Vince was telling Triple H, hey, can you tone down Takeover a little bit? Gonna make Royal Rumble special. And I don't think the superstars of NXT got the memo because they still blow it. They still blow it out of the water.
Right.
I mean, I would say maybe it wasn't like the best Takeover, but it's still really fucking good wrestling. It was still really, really good.
Yeah. They tell good stories.
Maybe it wasn't the best, but
they tell good stories on NXT.
When the bar is all the way up here, if you're only here, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
And also on the network, did either of you or Johnny or did you all watch that WrestleMania, that 24 documentary?
Yes, I did.
I attempted to go to bed and didn't succeed.
I am so pissed at that thing because one of the main clips that they show is the Brock Lesnar thing.
Chuck the
and
belt
they never touch on it. They never talk about it.
Nope. He chucked the belt at Vince, and then Vince's like, "Hey, asshole!"
They never touch on that, and I was like, that was good, but the thing. What about the thing? They never. But so yeah, that was my only.
There was a lot.
thing.
There was a lot of good things to talk about in there. Like,
Yeah.
although it's kind of weird in hindsight now, watching the Nia Jax retrospect, it's just like, oh, I want to be empowering and a role model for girls and all this bullying stuff, and then like now she's like complete heel because she broke Becky's nose.
Yeah, now she's a face breaker and
Yeah.
entering the men's Royal Rumble and yeah, oh yeah.
Although
was a
tonight,
great
like I
moment
caught
in
a
the
little
Women's
clip
Rumble
of
where
tonight. She was in a mixed tag, or not a mixed tag. She's in a tag match. It was her and Tamina against Alexa and Mickey. I'm like, okay, these are 4 heels. Who's de facto facing this? I don't know.
And not to mention, the women's rosters are so thin that I'm pretty sure we've seen that match already happen.
Yeah.
Like, this doesn't feel new or fresh in any way.
Yeah. Actually, I think aren't they like? I guess maybe they're building towards the tag team titles. It's going to be crowned at Elimination
I
Chamber.
mean, that's why I'm also because of all of that, the women's roster being the way that it is. That's why I'm scared for the women's tag. It's like, couldn't they just like give another women's like singles title or something?
Oh God,
I mean,
no. There's already enough belts. Like
I know,
they're going to be like,
but-
yeah, first ever tag team champions, and then 3 months later, it's like, oh, we can't have them jumping between brands. Oh, here's a blue one now. It's gonna happen. They're gonna split them up and be like, all right, you stay here on Raw, you stay here on SmackDown. It's like, and then we'll have that for 3 years, and they're just like, you know what? We're getting too bloated. Combine everything together again.
Yeah, because
it's gonna happen. This big old cycle.
Yeah,
because there's some good women's teams, but it's like, is there enough? Really? Is there enough of them?
Not really. I mean, TNA tried. They tried, and I think there's been like 4 different champions of the tag division, and the last one was held by Eric Young. Yeah. There was I think Awesome Kong won it at some point with another Japanese wrestler. I can't remember her name, but she was fantastic when I was watching TNA at the time. I mean, Beautiful People held it several times. Because we had that conversation. I was like, is Selena Vega Rosita in TNA? I think so. It was her, Rosita, and Sarita, who was like a backstage. I kind of wish that they would let her be in the Rumble, but no one would know who she is, unfortunately. either Sarah Daraway or Sarah Stock, who are the 2 backstage producers, the 2 women's producers.
Yeah, I'm looking it up. There were literally only 9, and it was vacated twice. The Knockouts Tag Team Champions.
Of course.
And yeah, I
think Russo was still booking at the time, so
yeah, that makes sense.
We need to have Vacant win it a few times. All right. Well, that's it for the Rumble talk. It's time for the news.
News.
The news. Okay, so first off, this is the big one here from Nintendo. They scrapped all development on Metroid Prime 4 and just handed it off to Retro Studios to completely restart it from scratch. Now, apparently, Metroid Prime 4 was being worked on by several different teams.
And I think it even mentions Bandai Namco in that article.
And one of the crazy things is that normally when something gets canceled or canned or reworked, you don't hear a whole lot about it. This actually, they actually made a video and were like, we want to provide the best quality content possible. We feel this is not up to our standards, so we're gonna completely start over. And we want to give you something that you will enjoy playing and be proud of.
And I think that's the perfect thing they should have done.
Yeah. Unlike other people who are just like, we'll just let the modding community fix it.
Right?
Todd. Oh, that's a different story for a different time.
Yeah.
Because I don't have it on the docket, but the rumors going around that Fallout 76 might go free to play soon.
Oh, that would be so bad.
I'm gonna do some on-the-fly editing because I forgot to put your picture in here, Robe.
That's
So
okay.
we just know who you are. There we go. Okay.
That's me.
And I mean, Miyamoto himself had that quote about how a delayed game is eventually good, but a rush game is forever bad. And this is exactly that. It's like, this is not working. Well, we're going to start over. And we know it's going to, I guarantee, especially with the original team, it's going to be good when it comes out.
Yeah, and I doubt they're starting from scratch. They probably like had Nintendo like here's all this stuff that we had that we're thinking of, do something. I mean, because this wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
All right, we didn't
to,
like where it was going.
You don't have to completely scrap it. Like, you can just say, like, here's the ideas that we had. If you want to implement them, go ahead. If not, hey, it's cool if you want to go in a different direction or not. But I'm pretty sure Nintendo probably will give like a synopsis of what they want for the story and be like, okay, it has to take place here, here, and here, and like this is how we need to envision it. Like, that's the thing too. Like, where do you think it's gonna fall in with the timeline? Do you think it's gonna be after Fusion? It's gonna be somewhere in between, like Super Metroid and Other M, or after Other M, before Fusion? Like, where's this gonna fall within the timeline?
I hope it's like later after everything, so maybe we see like something brand new, like a new adventure, like to move Metroid forward, so to speak.
Yeah,
new wouldn't be bad. I mean, as much as filling it in, there's a point in the timeline where you're just kind of cramming a new story in where it doesn't need to be. Yeah, so no, new would be nice. I'll agree with you on that. New would be nice.
Yeah. I would like to see something past Metroid Fusion. Still have those abilities where you can absorb stuff, and those are your new abilities, as opposed to like, okay, gotta find the Chozo statue, shoot that. Oh, got the charge beam again. They're gonna make her lose her abilities again anyway, but
right. Yeah. I mean, it'd be better if they went new, because new means you can do new stuff or expand on stuff. Whereas if you're sticking it somewhere in the timeline, I mean, granted, that gives you boundaries of what you can and can't do, but at some point you need to move forward. You need to expand. You need to, Yeah,
and I mean, a new start on Prime could lead to more games. That
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I'd like to see another attempt at a 2D-esque game. I mean, Other M has its problems. The baby. But, in the whole, like, you're not allowed to use your powers until I say so. That was a bad move there, Team Ninja. But,
good old Team Ninja.
Yeah, so, it was announced at E3 2017. We're now 2019, when it was roughly supposed to have some type of launch window. But, I mean, as long as they make a good game, who am I to argue, right? But
yeah, and I would say that it's in very capable hands. Why didn't they start there?
Yeah,
would be my biggest question. Why didn't they start with the team that made the original, since they're making a new one in the series?
Retro's probably working on something.
Yeah, they're probably doing something else. I mean, they did like Donkey Kong and something. They can do other things.
Yeah, Donkey Kong Returns and Tropical Freeze are like apparently like really, really good. I've only played like Donkey Kong Returns a handful of times just to try it out. Be like, oh, this is fun. I'll come back to it sometime. Never did, but I really should, because it looks good. And like, apparently people are saying Tropical Freeze is really good too. I mean, I should pick that up on the Wii U sometime, because let's face it, I'm gonna get it on the Wii U and I'm getting on the Switch because, see, $20, $80. You do the math.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, just like the Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe. I'm like, cool if you didn't have a Wii U and you're gonna play that game for the first time. I already have that on the Wii U.
Seeing that it was $60 was like,
gotta love that Nintendo tax, man. Oof.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
The
only reason I got away with a decently priced game was because of reward points. So I got Ikaruga for like $2 because I cashed in like 800 coins.
Nice.
Mitigate the rest.
All right, so let's move on our video game theme to now. This was just a tweet. This has been since pulled down, but gaming journalism at its finest. This guy's tweet though says, "Gaming journalist, take us seriously." Also, game journalist. So this was the original review for Resident Evil 2 remake.
Oh my god!
By IGN. I can't remember the reviewer's name. It's not on here. Oh shit! Hang on. Trying to scroll through. Okay, we get the little bits here that are cut off, but like. You can see here, editor's note, we realized that we were confused about the way the second perspective is unlocked. After you play through one, the alternate perspective becomes available for the other character through different section of the main menu. We're working on a revised version of this review, and we'll update it shortly. We apologize for the error. So this guy goes on to say, and here's the stuff that's blocked out. The one big letdown is that Capcom unintentionally hides the alternate perspective content behind an extra playthrough. This line is inaccurate and is being revised. So apparently this, I don't know if Damon Hatfield, if this is the original review or not, but I would hope that he was born in the year of our Lord, that he was able to play the original. I imagine when the original was released, he wasn't even a sperm in his daddy's nutsack when the game came out. Like, here's the other part. I beat the story with Leon's point of view in 8 hours, which felt a little short. 8 hours is short?
8, yeah, I mean...
Why?
For a game that requires multiple playthroughs to enjoy the entire experience.
Yeah.
Okay. But I was excited to fire up Claire's campaign and see the faithful evening's events unfold from an entirely new perspective. Unfortunately, that's not what we get. At least not when we should. Whoever you play as in the main game mode, Resident Evil 2 will be largely the same when you finish and switch to the other person. More of the same events happen, and Leon and Claire take extremely different, similar paths. Meet the same people, solve the same puzzles, and fight the same bosses. It was a bit of a bummer for me. This paragraph is inaccurate and being revised.
What blows my mind is that that's still the version they published. Why not? Like, I mean, I understand it's IGN and people need to see these reviews, but why not just pull it down and revise it and then put it back up?
Oh no, it has. It has. Like,
I know it has.
It's not 8.8 again. It's at a 9 now.
No.
They did
That's not what I mean. Why would you keep it up in this state? Why would you literally just put a big under construction sign? You know, we're gonna fix it.
Take the whole review down and do it. Yeah.
Leave crossouts. Why wouldn't you just say, "Hey, we had an issue with the review. It will be back up shortly," and not do this, and not just have giant chunks of, "Well, we fucked up. This is how we fucked up." That confuses me.
Yeah, it's like we didn't realize that it was so faithful to the original that you had to play it the same way, but they were just remaking the game. That they didn't make it easier or something.
There should be a requirement. It's like, okay, this is a remake. Should I go back and play the original to see how this holds up? Yes. Someone should have dug out a PS1 or at least a PS2 or PS3 with it purchased.
Or dig out that N64 version.
Unless it's such a drastic reimagining. I only say in the instance of like Elite Dangerous. I wouldn't have wanted to spend go play Elite first. Don't go from Xbox One graphics. First. Go back and play Wireframe, and then come back.
Come back and enjoy this. God damn it! Enjoy it for what it is.
But
I have it here.
Yeah,
somewhere.
but this, there should have been a little more knowledge on the original.
Damn it! I don't have my copy handy. I'm just like, I'm impressed of how Resident Evil 2 was able to be compact into a Nintendo 64 cartridge. I'll pretend that this is RE2. It's my copy of Mario Party 2, but still, like all cutscenes as well.
Those party games are scary.
Here's the funny thing though with RE2 on the GameCube or on the Nintendo 64, which modern YouTubers scowl at. It's like, how dare you change the resolution in between video and all these different scenes and fuck up my capture. It was like, they didn't have that in mind when they made the game. 20 years ago, it's like, we gotta make sure this works was really a thing you were thinking YouTube videos out of it. Same problem I have with people who are just like, GoldenEye looks so bad, especially on modern televisions. It wasn't made for modern televisions. It's made for your tube TV.
I don't have. Do I have it handy? No, I don't think I have it handy to make the joke. Never mind. I was gonna say Duck Hunt doesn't work with my zapper on my flat screen TV because I didn't have them then.
Actually, Hyperkin is making a light gun that is compatible with flat screen televisions. I don't know how it works, but the only thing is that it won't work on Hyperkin clone consoles. You have to have the original hardware. So you have to have an original NES with Duck Hunt. But the gun will work on Duck Hunt and other light gun games. I think it's going to be like $20-$25 when it comes out. They were showing it off at CES. So they're in the works. It's like, so for all you hardcore retro fanatics that don't want to keep a CRT around, this will be an option. But yeah, games journalism, what are you going to do? Make them actually go back and play old games? But then they're going to re-review them and just be like, oh, this doesn't hold up. Because of course it's old. You can't re-review something for today's standards. I always had this problem. But yeah, but it's apparently like it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter with the score because RE2 is selling well. People are playing
it's
it.
Amazing.
It
doesn't matter. It's fucking amazing.
It looks crazy. Like people are asking me, am I gonna get it? Probably not. Like RE's not really my cup of tea. Like I might go back and play some of the older ones, and if I have a good foothold on it, I'll be like, yeah, I'll pick it up eventually. I am intrigued by 7 because 7 is a different perspective. It's like a completely different feel.
Hey, and if you get it, get that PSVR,
I am contemplating it after we played Star Trek Bridge Crew.
Oh
so
my God,
like,
right?
How much more crazy would this be in VR and actually trying to push the buttons with your hands or the wands?
Quick apology, I managed to kick the plug for my modem out, so I disconnected from the internet. I'm back.
Oh, okay. I didn't even notice. I know you went down there for a second. I was like, oh, he must be doing something. I didn't know you disconnected.
Yeah, I was looking for my zapper, and then it was just like, wait, what's happening? I look over at my router, and it's just completely black. It's like, fuck.
All right. So, next story. This has multiple parts now. As I sent you guys this over the DM, and there was a new one that just developed, so we'll get to that in a second. But do you remember when New Year's Eve was happening, and everyone was just like, "Hey, Ninja's going to be streaming on his channel on New Year's Eve in New York, so come watch that." And it was the mid-roll ad, and it was in the ads on the site.
Yeah,
and
well, you see,
people were really mad about that.
Well, people were mad just because it was Ninja. Come on, Johnny.
Well,
nobody likes
because
Ninja.
it happened again. With,
exactly.
Pokemon.
Quick side note about the Ninja thing. I don't need an advertisement for the guy who's so popular. Because I just saw this today. He literally has merchandise in Walmart. People fucking know about Ninja. We don't need advertisement for him.
He's got posters at Walmart, and at my Sunrise Records, he has a T-shirt there. I was just like, I'm pretty sure people know who he is. But then again, they don't because he tried to do the floss on Times Square, and people were just like, what the fuck's the floss? Who the fuck are you? Where's Ryan Seacrest?
People don't need to know about him on that platform.
Yeah. Yeah, we're aware.
Yeah.
Now, this happened again. So, a streamer by the name of Pokemon had the same thing. She was doing this thing with the NFL at the Pro Bowl. They were having streamers out there. And mid-roll ads rolled out again. Come to twitch.tv/Pokemon and watch her play video games. Of course, this pissed off people again. And then, unlike Ninja, she just directly responded to it on her stream.
Oh, dear. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Coleman says, companies will advertise how they advertise, and it's not always something that it's run by us. But I love to see streamers be a part of big companies like this. It means that the whole industry for streamers is doing well. Just for the popular ones, honey.
Yeah. I'll only devil's advocate a little bit for Twitch and for Amazon is that they have a big deal with the NFL right now to show games every Thursday.
Yeah, but
so I can understand them doing that ad, but again,
they could do it without
one goddamn month.
Specifically naming one streamer, because even she says there were other influencers, other streamers there. They could have made a very generic. I mean, I don't want to say
And that's
Or even-
and that's
or
the
even
thing with the New Year's
even
Eve one
mention
as well.
everyone who's in the thing.
Ninja wasn't the only one that was there. There were other streamers there, but you look at their numbers, like he was pulling in like his usual, his 140, 150,000. And then I was looking at the ones that were there as well. They're like in like the 500s to 1,000. It's like, hey, these guys are here too. It's just like, no, Ninja, everything on Ninja.
List. I mean, if you're going to send, a group of streamers, list all of them.
Yeah, just
Like here are some options.
Put a complete overview. It's like there are a bunch of influencers and streamers here, such as this person and this person and this person and this person. Go and find your favorite. Or
compared to like
or something.
any commercial for any like award show, they don't just go, "Hey, this is the host," or "Hey, this person is going to perform." Here is a list of people who are popular.
Performances by blah 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 blah. Presented by blah blah blah. Hosted by Jeff Keighley.
Yeah, can you imagine if the awards were just like the Game Awards with Jeff Keighley and developers? Because that's what this is.
Yeah, if the advertising was like that, yeah, I won't have a problem. It's like, oh, there's special things coming up, and all these people will be here. Tune in live. But don't put like a specific thing. Like it's like, oh, find out your. But like if you're focusing on one specific person, it's just like, you all suck. Go watch her because we think she's awesome.
Yeah, and she will make us more money, and all that type of stuff.
I was saying, if you scroll down a little bit, this is not the worst take by Jericho. That if someone is going to leave your stream to go to the super popular stream, maybe you could be doing a little better. But at the same time, don't shove that incentive out in front of everyone.
Yeah,
especially don't shove that incentive in front of everyone 1 month after everyone complained that you did it.
Yeah, I'll pull up his tweet here. So he says, hot take, ads promoting other streams on Twitch are fine. Hotter take, an unnoticeable fraction of viewers will see that ad and go, screw Jericho, I'm going to watch that instead. Hottest take, if my stream is less entertaining than the advertised one, I deserve to lose that viewer. Really?
Do you, though? Do you?
It's not the worst opinion, but it's his opinion.
Yeah.
And you take it as that.
I can understand that from perspective, because like I was looking at my numbers last night because I did the Let's Watch. I did peak around the 9:30 mark. I had actually about 20-some people in the stream watching. And when I was at that point, I kind of actually went back and it's like, okay, what am I doing? It's like, I'm not even looking at the camera. I'm not even acknowledging chat because no one in chat's watching. I think it just peaked because it's like, hey, it's the actual Rumble match. Let's see if anyone's streaming it. And then a bunch of people will click in and then they just see some dude
and it's
and a bunch of people in a Discord chatting.
And
It's that thing where you're trying to find the finish to a match on YouTube and they realize it's just like 5 minutes of someone talking about it. It's like, oh, but okay.
Yeah,
I'm trying to see the.
Yeah, obviously,
it's a great knockout.
Obviously, I'm not that demographic.
Yeah.
If they wanted to come in and say, "Oh, it's a bunch of guys and girls watching the Rumble and chatting about it," and like, that's not for me. Leave. If there's some that stuck behind and said, yeah, "I'll get on the conversation too," cool. But I know, like, yeah, if they left, I'm like, I'm not worried about that because, like, okay, yeah, you wanted to actually watch the Rumble. Sorry.
Yeah.
There you go.
They wanted to find a stream of somebody streaming it into Twitch.
Yeah.
And it's
I'm pretty sure there was plenty of those.
Oh, I'm sure.
For like half a second until it gets reported, but
right.
They're not really on the ball on that. Like I've done that to some people that were just like sitting there watching just random shit on the WWE network and like they're getting subs and people dropping bits. I'm just like, okay, this isn't okay. You need to go. So
yeah,
and like you're an affiliate. How is this allowed?
Exactly.
How are you not getting away? Oh, probably no one's blowing the whistle on you. Okay, whistle blown. Now this actually just popped up a few hours ago. A direct message from Twitch or a direct tweet from Twitch. Your feedback helps ensure we operate in a way that works with the entire community. He's like, since December, there's been 2 instances of advertisements on Twitch, which we believe help spotlight exciting events taking place on site with some of our creators. We recognize those good intentions cause concern among across our board of Twitch creators that these advertisements may drive their audiences elsewhere, and we have unintentionally created a potentially negative impact with our effects. We always want you to hold us accountable, and we're glad that you are. We removed the most recent ad early Friday, and we'll be avoiding running advertisements in the future for on-site events and or creators that potentially drive your viewers to other Twitch channels. We continue to invest in finding ways to support all creators on Twitch, and look forward to you helping us do that. Thank you for your feedback. Yeah, the whole accountable thing, it's like, I remember that tweet I sent out a while back that just said, Twitch, we want you to hold us accountable. Reports booby streamers, Twitch. And then Shock Pikachu.
Shock Pikachu.
and I think it was Ammunition or Ammunition, who's like a pretty high up there Twitch partner. That's like, we need you to hold you accountable for these people doing this. And then right before we went to air, Hassan, who is a admin over at Twitch, he said, "You've been heard. Thank you for all the messages letting us know you weren't fans of these types of advertisements. Believe me, we don't like angry, sad, or neutral." I don't know what that emoji's supposed to be. It's just a straight line.
It's
viewers or broadcasters are going to try and keep all happy from here. Yeah. They're I can understand trying to do something different, but
Partnership account manager. I was wondering who this guy is. I looked it up.
Yeah, he is a man who like if you're a partner and you need help with something, you DM him right away, and he's usually good at getting back to you ASAP. But then again, he's someone that comes under controversy when a prominent IRL, or I'm not going to say the word because we don't want this channel banned. Streamer gets banned for saying a certain word, and then gets back after was supposedly being a 30-day ban, turns into a 3-day ban, and then calls him out on stream. In a private message, it said, "You need to be careful. I can no longer protect you." And she's like, "Fuck this! I'm gonna leave Twitch. I hate this platform." And she's still here. So
right. Yeah, it's like that one. I can't remember who it was when they released the IRL thing. It's like, finally, I don't have to pretend that I like video games.
Yeah, I don't
shit.
remember her name,
Jesus.
and I don't care to remember it. Yeah, so that's all the Twitch drama I have for today. Let's get into
So, hey,
something
if you
crazy.
want to watch me stream over on Mixer, then
Hey, for stuff like this, I don't know. Like, I got his stuff rotating there. Mixer.com/Mr. Wolf. There's Twitch's right, or there's Robe's Twitch right there. G1 Wrestling Universe. There's all our socials.
Yep.
Constantly rotating out there. So follow us on there if you want to know what we're all doing on their individual stuff.
Yep.
So I wanted to bring this up because this is pretty crazy. When a couple of years ago, people cannot stop bitching about how dumb this universe is, and now Aquaman is the biggest DC comic book movie of all time. Aquaman.
I feel like that's
Man, it's
mostly just
vicious.
because of I feel like it's mostly just because of Jason Momoa, but I haven't seen the movie. I honestly don't watch a lot of movies.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I don't know. I have no idea.
In worldwide totals, he has beaten all 3 Nolan films. So Dark Knight, Batman Begins, Dark Knight Returns, or Dark Knight Rises, whatever the third one is that I only watched once.
Wait, this one actually looks interesting. We'll watch this one.
Like,
I mean, not compared to
any
Dark
synopsis
Knight,
of the
but
movie. I've
compared
maybe
to all
seen
of the
like a
ones
handful
lately.
of clips here and there. I have no idea what this is, but like, it's Aquaman. How does this happen?
I don't know.
Hey, man, I mean, if corn can be funny and corn can be cool, so can talking to fish, all right? Just go with it.
I think
So it's like, how much has it
Yeah,
made?
I don't know.
It's made over $1 billion worldwide.
Yeah.
good for them for getting a bona fide hit like that. You know, for DC, cinematic universe,
Yeah.
not counting.
But how soon
counting
are
the
they
Dark
gonna
Knight,
like?
since-
I mean, in critics' minds, how soon are they gonna fuck it up?
Next movie.
Because I'll tell you this:
movie.
like, some of the movies have problems. but they're not as terrible as people make them out to be.
Yep,
Maybe Superman,
that's true.
Justice League. They're not terrible. There's some stuff there that make you go, maybe, but like at the end of the day, they're people. The people with superpowers beating up other people with superpowers. What more do you want? Apparently, want
Right.
Marvel.
I mean, it's like the Batman versus Superman. There are people making hours upon hours of videos just trashing like every single little thing.
I mean,
thinking
maybe,
about it way too fucking much.
maybe
like-
don't need the crux to bring Batman and Superman together. Oh, your mom is the same name as my mom.
I throw them in the same realm of people who are just constantly bitching about The Last Jedi. It's like, oh, take that girl out of LucasArts. She's killing the franchise. What? Girl with purple hair. Why are you purple? Stop being purple.
Right? It's like
What's killing the franchise is the fact that it's like, no, we need a new trilogy that's the same as the old trilogy.
No.
But it's not.
no.
Because new people. But yeah.
It's actually making me go
goodness,
back
I'm
and
old.
appreciate the prequels a little bit more. I mean, like, Last Jedi had problems. I don't think it's as bad as, like, all these man-childs making multiple videos going, like, oh, what's-her-face is killing the business, and blah, blah, blah. Like, still $1 billion company. They still made a lot of money, so... And Mark Hamill's eyes, when he was at a talk, college, he's just like, it doesn't matter if the movie is good as long as it makes money. So if it makes money, ergo, it's good. In producers' minds. And afterwards he was like, oh god, I just realized I said this all on film. It's all recorded. Yeah. Like we're curious about Aquaman. Like we'll like I want to check it out at some point. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I mean, I might find a
it-
torrent, right?
I would say
Come on.
it'd be a free Redbox rental for me for sure, but
we got free
till
movie
it's on
passes. We'll go
Netflix
check
or
it out.
whatever.
Yeah, so moving on to the last story. This kind of breaks my heart a little bit. Get it?
I was going to
GameStop-
ask actually earlier. Those GameStop special editions, did they come with a PS4 or
It
were they
is
just
an
special-
actual PS4 Pro special edition. So this is what the pre-orders were for. So GameStop cancels Kingdom Hearts 3 special edition PS4 pre-orders. They said that they oversold them.
Nah.
And all they would offer is a $25 gift card saying, oh, we're sorry. Like,
It was
well, I don't know. I mean,
several people that I saw on Twitter that had actually traded their PS4 in to get this PS4 and are now not getting it.
yeah. Oh, they can't get
and I
they can't
know-
get their PS4 back.
And they're-
They can't get a lot of things back.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they can get like money or whatever, but it's not the same. It's like, fuck. I mean, it sucks. But
like one of them that I have on the Twitter page here, like her thread is basically just, hey, like there's a clip of her from her Twitch, like she's like in tears, like calling them saying, okay, what's going on? Why? Like she said she pre-ordered it 30 minutes after it was announced. I was like, you tell me you sold out of these consoles within 30 minutes and you didn't think to stop it or cancel it right then and there? You had to wait until 4 days before release. It's like, oh yeah, that console you wanted, yeah, you're not gonna get it, and also you're not gonna get a refund on anything you traded in. So she's apparently been in contact with the district manager of the GameStop, and he basically said, your console's ours and the credit is ours. You're not getting that back.
That would be a very interesting class action if it came down to it.
It's just like, I'm giving you something that you can no longer provide me. You refuse to give me my console back, and you're also not going to refund me the credit.
If this was
back.
goods for service and you're not returning my goods and you're not giving the service.
And you're basically stealing my shit.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah.
pretty much. As I thought, Speed Lemon, who's joined us a couple times in game days. He joined me for Titanfall way back. I haven't played Titanfall in forever.
Mhm.
I think he was one of them who just couldn't get a hold of GameStop. I think he's taken it all down off of his Twitter now, unfortunately. But I mean, maybe because he got a resolution, who knows? But I was seeing his like, hey, why have I been on hold with GameStop and been hung up on twice now?
Wow.
Yeah, so
I had a similar experience probably about 7 or 8 years ago where I bought this first time buying online from them from EB a copy of Assassin's Creed Revelations. It was on like a Boxing Day sale for like $10, only online. I was like,
nice.
okay, I'll give it a shot. So I bought it. They said they delivered it, or they attempted to deliver it, but it got sent back. I was like, I can assure you, like, I'm home most of the day because I worked nights at that point. I was like, no Pure Later or UPS man has been here ringing at my door saying, oh, you got a package. Not one. So I called them up and I said, yeah, where's my thing? He's like, oh, they attempted to deliver it and then they just shipped it back. I said, well, no one attempted to deliver it. They're like, oh, well, it got sent back. I said, okay, well, just resend it. He's like, okay, but you're going to have to pay the full retail price for it. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm going to pay the price that I paid for it. He's like, well, the sale's over. I'm just like, go fuck yourself. Immediately hung up, bitched on Twitter. They immediately DM'd me and they're like, send us your order right away. And I'm like, or your order number. I'm like, okay, DM'd them. They're like, yeah, that's going to be on your way. Don't worry about paying anything extra.
It's terrible how often like making an actual complaint on social media is the solution now, is to essentially publicly embarrass a company to fix what should be a very easily fixable problem.
They hate bad press. They hate it.
Yeah.
Now, on the plus side, I've had great experiences with other companies. Like I ordered a Daniel Bryan shirt from WWE Shop the night he retired. I was like, oh, I better get this before they all go away since he retired. And they sent me the wrong size, and it also was printed like shit. Like it was like printed off half the side. I was just like, I called them. I was like, yeah, this is for a 2XL, and I'm a large. Plus the 14 is not that right. And the woman was like, oh my, I'm so sorry. She's like, okay, here's what's gonna happen. It's like, I'm gonna give you a link. I'm gonna email you a return label. It's all paid. Just put that back in the bag, wrap that up, send it off, and then we'll just send you another one once we get it. I had to wait a little bit longer because with Canada there's customs, right? But probably like 3 weeks later, I got the right size shirt, and I was like, "Thank you."
Good.
Yeah, it was good.
And I mean, that's basically what happened to me with Amazon. I talked about that tabletop RPG book that was just destroyed when I got it, and no problem with the envelope. Envelope looked perfect. It was just pre-destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
But sent it back, got credit, reordered it, maybe like a week total. And yeah, I'm at least fortunate enough that I have a chain of. I mean, honestly, look at their prices online. I mean, it'd be harder for Johnny, but like, check them out online. It's called Bull Moose, but it's a local chain, like New England chain, but they sell everything a little cheaper than retail, like 10% or so cheaper than retail. They have a decent amount of used, like. It's like, I just go to them or maybe Best Buy, although Best Buy less now because I got rid of Gamers Club Unlocked. But it's like, the only reason I ever go into GameStop is because I get their rechargeable batteries for the one. And that's it. Because I tried Best Buy, but it's like, no, you need our other separate like charging unit to plug the battery into or plug the whole controller. It's just like, just let me plug a fucking cord into the battery. Yeah. So it's like once a year I have to buy new batteries from GameStop, and that's the only reason I ever go in there.
Yeah, actually, I had a good experience with another Amazon company because Melanie wanted a case for her new phone. But I actually ordered the wrong size. I actually ordered from my size because I didn't see plus on there. So I was like, shit. So I emailed them. I said, yeah, I accidentally ordered the wrong one. What's your guys' return policy? How can I send this back and get the one I need? They just refunded me. They're like, yeah, don't worry about it. Like, but I need to send it. It's like, no, just keep it. I'm like, okay. But can I get the other one? They're like,
these things cost us a dime. Just keep it.
Probably, because like it's pretty flimsy. But she just wanted something with Captain America on the back of it there. So, but like even though I got refunded, it kind of soured her experience. She's like, I don't want to wait that long because this was from UK. It took like a month to get here. But actually, I might keep it because if I don't trade in my old phone here in the next couple of months, I might just give her my old phone and just do the swap around with everyone like I usually do. I was like, I got a new phone. Or you take my old phone. Who's taking the old phone? Okay. But I don't know if she'll take that one because she doesn't really like big phones. All right. Well, we got nothing else to go on this. Actually, there is a little bit of a happy story for that Twitch streamer we're talking about. She ended up, someone actually gifted her a new PS4 Pro and sent it to her. Because that was
That's
the bad thing. Is like
cool.
she traded in her PS4 Pro for this specific one because she loves Kingdom Hearts so much, and they're just like, no, then she doesn't have a PS4 anymore. Period. And then one of her viewers was just like, here. And she was so touched. She's like, thank you, but I still need to fight this because, you know, this is not okay.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's not.
No, it's
It's not okay for them to
bullshit.
take your goods and not provide the goods in return, and then we're gonna make it up to you with this $25. It's fuck that.
Like,
Fuck
the
that.
way GameStop needs, what they need to do is, it's like, okay, we can't get you the edition that you wanted. We're sorry. Here's a PlayStation 4 Pro and Kingdom Hearts 3 Deluxe Edition. You'll probably lose a little bit of money, but you'll make that back up when you give shit value in for trades.
Yeah,
Take the hit for
it,
once.
it shouldn't have been that hard to make that good, and they fucked it up as massively as possible.
oh yeah.
Mhm. All right, so that is it. Unless we got. Oh wait, we had the. Man, I don't have it linked.